Simply slept and woke up with nine-pack abs. Even my sister blushed when she saw me. The reason is my freakish ability to grow stronger. By dreaming in my dreams, I fight zombies and gain their memories and abilities from when they were alive. But just the day before, I was a loser with a vital energy and blood value of only zero point 0.7, while even the big sister, who moves bricks at the construction site, had a value of zero point 0.8. My teacher told me I was hopeless, doomed, never to afford 4 dishes in a meal. It turns out this is a world that reveres combat power. 100 years ago, many monsters emerged on Earth, and human firearms became ineffective against them at their wits' end. Humans awakened special abilities to defeat these monsters, ushering in the era of martial arts. Vital energy and blood value is akin to chakra, representing the internal energy capacity of the body. To ensure I could graduate from the martial artist class, my father worked 5 jobs a day just to afford 2 bottles of Vitality Boost powder to increase my vital energy and blood value. But I knew this was a complete waste of money. Not wanting to disappoint my parents, I routinely returned to my room to practice the National Basic Body Conditioning Routine, the 14th set of National Middle School students' broadcast exercises. Gritting my teeth, I barely managed to finish 3 repetitions before I fainted from exhaustion. The next moment, as usual, I found myself in this dream. I pinched my face hard. It seems I slept too deeply again. This was already my 101st entry into the dream. Just then, a zombie in a bulletproof vest launched at me. "You again, why do you keep following me?" Disgusted by his rotten, unbrushed teeth, for 2 years causing goosebumps all over. Damn it. I'm at least half a martial artist, and in my own dream, you still dare to bully me. Then my size 40/25 kicked him in the waist, anger clouding my reason, and the zombie flew 2 meters away. Then I picked up a large rock from the ground and smashed it onto the zombie's head 99 times until its brain splattered and it finally stopped moving. It seems the zombie's weakness is its head. Once damaged, it ceases to function. Just then, a cloud of smoke surged towards me. What is this? My head hurts so much. Then various memories of a man flooded my mind. A soldier body, refining breathing techniques, terrifying beasts. This man seemed very powerful. Could these be the memories of that guy before he died? While reflecting on this, another zombie lunged at me. My body subconsciously reacted with a catch, transfer, and release, all in one fluid motion, knocking the zombie to the ground. Is this really me? I could feel a surge of power continuously flowing through my body. It seems that killing a zombie not only grants me their memories, but also their strength. It's so easy to gain the experience that others have accumulated over a lifetime. Just as I was marveling at how incredible this dream was, an impatient voice woke me up. It turned out to be my sister calling me to eat. My sister and I are stark contrasts, although she is a few years younger. She is the genius representative of the school. Her vital energy and blood value is about to reach level 1, martial artist. Thus, I became the brother she is, anxious. Not to mention, as I took off my soaked shirt, I was surprised to find that my physique had become so good I wasn't tired and felt energetic. Not only that, I remembered all the memories and various combat techniques inherited from that Z zombie. It turns out everything in the dream was real. The next moment, my suddenly increased terrifying appetite surprised my family. My father laughed and said, "Boys need to eat a lot to increase their vital energy and blood value." "Dad, he's 18 already. Do you think that just by eating one can increase vital energy and blood?" Maybe my vital energy and blood value really did increase in the dream. After dinner, I quietly went to the neighboring martial arts gym. Suddenly, a green light emerged, and I was surprised to see the information displayed on the panel above. What, 0.96? It went up by zero point 0.2 in just 1 hour. Some ordinary people might take 2 years to increase by zero point 0.1. Then I closed my eyes and gathered strength in my hands. At that moment, all the combat techniques and experiences of the bulletproof vest man from before were imprinted in my mind. I then delivered my strongest blow. Ding, 113. This increase even surpassed the vital energy and blood value standard. Thus, I couldn't sleep at night due to insomnia. Since I couldn't sleep, I might as well practice the broadcast exercises. As I threw punch after punch, I found my body involuntarily performing an extremely complex set of fist techniques. This turned out to be the body refining technique that the zombie had learned before, and now it was etched into my bones. It seems this is the real treasure of the dream. But the next moment, I felt listless. A strong sense of hunger overwhelmed me. It's over. Why am I so hungry? Could it be because my vital energy and blood value has increased and my body can't keep up with the energy supply and ordinary meals can't replenish it? I need nutritional supplements. But thinking about my family's current income, I couldn't afford those expensive medicinal ingredients. I had to rely on myself. It seems extremely difficult for a poor family to produce a top scholar for someone like my sister. It could only be due to exceptional talent, and now the only way to increase income might be the school's scholarship. Every year, the school provides a lot of resources to outstanding students. So in tomorrow's college combat test, I must show my talent and strength to get that scholarship. The next day, when my Kanhing classmate, Fatty, saw my muscular body, he couldn't help but be amazed. "What have you been doing? I hardly recognize you after just a few days." Then we headed to the combat training ground. Today's class is taught by a level 2 martial artist with a large scar on his hand, a man who has truly battled monstrous beasts on the field. He then taught us a few sets of combat boxing, but I felt the Ta techniques he demonstrated were too simplistic compared to the sophisticated moves of the zombie in my dream. Then the Ta-ter asked the student to come up for a demonstration. Unsurprisingly, this opportunity to show off was clearly meant for Jan. After all, the teachers at the academy also wanted to curry favor with him. Not only does his family own Mind D, but his talent is extraordinary. He now nearly possesses the strength of a level 1 martial artist. The two then performed the combat boxing demonstration on stage after their practice. The teacher politely pointed out several aspects of Young's technique. Young, he thought to himself, "You dare to teach me the air level 2 martial artist cannon fodder on the battlefield?" Then came the practical combat segment to highlight Yafi's excellence. The teacher even called out, "Is there any student who would like to spar with Young Fi?" Seeing the students with heads hung low, the teacher felt helpless. These students are all too timid to achieve greatness. This is the worst class I've ever taught. It seems only Yef is decent. The next moment, the teacher was startled because he noticed a pair of eyes staring intently at him from below. That sharp gaze, only those who have experienced the battlefield have such a temperament. It seems there is still a good seedling in this class. Then I was called by the teacher to fight against Young Fi. Fadi by my side told me to quickly refuse. If I got injured in this fight, it would directly affect the unified exam in a few days. But I calmly looked at him, indicating that I had been trained well these days and should be fine. This young man is calm and fearless, a good seedling indeed. Why didn't I notice him before? When a teacher learned that my vital energy and blood value was 0.7, he was stunned. Could it be that I was mistaken? He then instructed that the sparring should be for technical exchange, to stop at the point of contact and last for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Yang Yi constantly taunted me on stage, advising me not to brace with your hands when you fall or you might break a bone. I simply took a stance and said calmly, "Come on then." A large hand swiftly flew towards my face. "Kid, do you know what's most important in actual combat? Controlling the gap between you and your opponent, predicting the opponent's distance, observing their moves, or choosing a targeted combat strategy. No, it's the gap between your vital energy and blood value, and mine just as his fist was 1 centimeter from me." The entire audience was frozen, worried for my safety. But the punch left Yangi face expression stiff. Meanwhile, his slow movement had already been clearly seen by me. I quickly squatted down and then delivered a powerful left hook to his face, sending him flying. 20 meters away. This scene not only shocked the classmates, but even I was surprised. The teacher, suspecting that I used a special potion, decided to take me in for interrogation. He then wanted to take me to the office for a checkup. I didn't explain and simply placed my hand in the scanner, leaving the teacher shocked as he looked at the panel. This attribute is already that of a formal level 1 martial artist. Even in the entire White River City, this qualifies as genius. Learning that my vital energy and blood value had risen from zero point 0.8 to 1.5 in half a month, the teacher inwardly exclaimed that I was a monster. Thus, he wanted to place me in a better class with more qualified teachers. But I refused. After all, no teacher could improve me as fast as dreaming. The teacher then pulled out a black gold card with at least several hundred in it. Since that's the case, the school can only offer you financial support. However, there was one condition. I had to represent the school in a military district camp assessment next month. Naturally, I wouldn't refuse such free money. But I did make one point clear. The school couldn't restrict my freedom to attend classes as I still needed to dream at home. Back home, I continued to fight monsters in my dreams, to level up. However, these monsters weren't very strong, so my improvement was limited. So based on the memories of that zombie, I went to the so-called Base 1359 to uncover any secrets. The walls here were more than 30 meters thick. What kind of battle could have caused such destruction? That's when I saw a white-haired zombie sitting in a command tower. Our eyes met, and I felt as though I was thrown back, my soul torn apart. It seems that one must not approach this place without sufficient strength. Afterward, I followed the zombie memories to a dark room. A glowing stone there caught my attention. When I touched it, a burst of green light exploded. Then a voice murmured, "Welcome to Eternal Sky Technologies." From it, I learned about the destruction of this world and my dreams. I hadn't expected such a powerful martial arts system to be unable to withstand the monster attacks. But why does the division of martial arts seem the same as ours? I then looked into the history of this world, but the next scene left me stunned. This was our world, 10,000 years in the future. The world had been destroyed by monsters and the remaining humans had abandoned the main planet. I then used the system to pull up my information. It turns out I was just a civilian, unmarried who died at 28. When I tried to access my sister's information, a warning popped up. Insufficient permissions. A blood sample. Gene login. Required. I didn't expect this elf's method of drawing blood to be so unique. Dang! The next moment the system detected my human gene and immediately initiated the kindling plan. When I checked my information again, it had changed. I now had level 2 clearance, graduated first from River College, joined the military, district 3 years later, and died in the southern battle zone at age 37 unmarried, with the rank of lieutenant. Could it be that my sudden increase in strength altered history after all? My trajectory before the age of 18 was exactly the same, even the surgeon abilities during the college entrance exam. I then used the database to look up the best techniques suitable for a level 1 martial artist that my current permissions allowed. 3 appeared: stellar body refining technique, natural breathing method, and crystal visualization technique. Although they are all introductory texts, they were created by level 11 powerhouses. The strongest in our current world are only level 9. How terrifying level 11 must be. I then began to practice on the spot, focusing on techniques for refining the body, cultivating internal energy, and enhancing mental strength. These techniques were 1,000 times stronger than the current practices. The next day, I woke up with a tired face, but I felt a difference in my body. This stench must be the impurities being expelled from my body, now that I had everything. I decided to try making some medicine. I just needed to find a pharmacy lab, which isn't something the average person can forward, as they are incredibly precious. I asked 15 pharmacies on 9 streets, and not one would rent their space to me. Feeling dejected, I walked into an old and rundown pharmacy. Under my threats and persuasion, the clerk agreed to let me use it for 3 hours. Otherwise, he'd be in trouble when the boss returned. Since it was my first time making medicine, I carefully took out the ingredients and mixed them according to the recipe's ratios, finally producing a purplish-red liquid. However, I only took a small sip, and the next moment a sharp pain surged through me. It felt as if my body was being sliced and burned. The pain lasting for 2 minutes. I didn't expect the medicine to be so strong. It immediately replenished the deficit in my vital energy and blood caused by the rapid improvements recently. Most importantly, such a powerful effect comes with no side effects, truly a product of 10,000 years. Later, suddenly, there was a rapid knocking at the door. It turned out the pharmacy owner had come back early. The clerk urged me to quickly escape through the window if discovered. He would be furt. Sure enough, the female owner came back and fired him on the spot. Being a stickler for cleanliness, she even wanted to wash all the equipment. She then began drinking a medicine she had just brought back. Nah, this is ineffective. The reaction is too low. It turns out the owner was the daughter of the once prominent MACT Pharmaceuticals. But now she only had this small shop. She researched medicine liquids daily, hoping to one day restore her family's glory. Yet reality kept shattering her resolve with no breakthroughs for many years. But then she noticed a test tube I had accidentally left in the corner. This must have been left by that person, and it even damaged my equipment. But the next moment, a fragrance from the medicine laughed into her nose. Only medicines of a certain grade emit a fragrance. Curious, she tasted it, and a look of astonishment crossed her face. The next moment, the owner dashed outside and called out urgently, "Who was that? Just now he must be a master." The medicine he made was 10 times better than anything currently on the market, and the ingredients used were very inexpensive. Such a talent must be recruited. When she learned from the clerk that this so-called master was just a high school student, the owner was shocked. Could such a monster really exist? On the other side, I was still immersed in my dream, battling zombies. Today's opponent was a level 4 martial artist zombie. Let's see if I can fight you. I blocked the zombie strike head-on, but its formidable impact made me feel as if my arms were breaking. It seems I can't take it head-on, so I used my agility to catch it off guard. Finally, after 2 hours of attacking, I successfully killed it. The next moment, memories flooded my mind. It turns out he was originally a level 5 martial artist who died on the front lines. A true soldier. No wonder his punches were so hard. Although the augmentation of the 3 martial arts techniques allowed me to unleash 10 to even 100 times more power, I wouldn't have been able to defeat him if he hadn't been missing an arm and lacked intelligence. The next day, I went back to the martial arts hall to test my vital energy and blood values again. Let's see how much I've improved over this month. But the data in front of me truly shocked me. 15.6%, surpassing the standard for a level 2 martial artist, and my combat power was off the charts at 3137. As I was leaving, the lady at the counter gave me a maternal smile. Testing twice in 1 month, I was considered a major customer for them. After all, some people don't increase their vital energy and blood value by even a point over several years, so it's rare for people to test frequently. After I left, 2 people slowly walked in. These individuals were the daughter of the martial arts